Hello. Today General Hospital will reveal Michael Corinthos finds himself entangled in a complicated and increasingly tense situation with Willow Tate. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, his suspicions about her have escalated to a breaking point. Michael believes that Willow might be behind the terrifying events surrounding Daisy Gilmore, and this realization has pushed him to the edge. While he can't be 100% certain, the absence of solid proof only makes Willow the prime suspect in his mind. This tension only builds when considering Willow's past actions. Michael knows that Willow once used Daisy to manipulate Sasha Gilmore Corbin, creating a pattern of behavior that feels increasingly sinister. The idea that Willow might be orchestrating these troubling events, threatening his loved ones, sets Michael on high alert. These actions, though not definitively proven, paint a picture of someone willing to go to great lengths to manipulate and control the lives around them. It's a chilling thought, one that Michael can't simply ignore. He's left in a position where he can't fathom why Willow continues to behave so mysteriously and suspiciously. The situation becomes even more unbearable for Michael as he faces the pain of being distanced from his youngest daughter. Willow's decision to take Sasha out of town with Daisy only deepens the fracture between him and his family. It's not just about the safety of his loved ones anymore, this feels like a personal betrayal. Michael has not yet shared his suspicions with Willow, and he's trying to hold back from confronting her about the potential role she's played in these events. But deep down, he knows the time is coming when he won't be able to control his emotions any longer. Michael's lack of control over his anger is well known, and it's something that has caused issues in the past. He's let his emotions get the best of him before, especially when provoked, such as when he physically lashed out at Drew Kane. The more he's pushed, the less likely it becomes that Michael will be able to suppress his frustrations. If Willow continues to make decisions that stir up these suspicions, there's a real possibility that Michael will snap. In a fit of rage, he might finally confront Willow about his theory, voicing it aloud for the first time. The scene of Michael confronting Willow could play out with him holding nothing back. He may accuse her directly, finally saying the words that have been swirling in his mind, "I know you're behind Daisy and Sasha." Such a confrontation would undoubtedly catch Willow off guard. Up until this point, she has likely had no idea that Michael has noticed her involvement in these situations. His accusation would throw her off balance, forcing her to defend herself in ways she may not be prepared for. Even if she tries to deny it, Michael might make it clear that he knows more than she thinks, implying that if he finds the right evidence, he'll take action. The tension between them will only increase if Michael decides to go further, warning Willow that her fate is tied to his ability to expose the truth about her involvement with Daisy. He may threaten to make her actions public if he can find the right evidence, whether it be video footage or other forms of proof, showing her complicity. In his mind, the only thing that remains is gathering the right evidence, and once he has it, he'll bring her down. Dante Falconeri is currently working on obtaining footage from traffic cameras to see if Willow was present at key locations, providing a potential breakthrough in Michael's investigation. With Dante's help, Michael could gather enough proof to dismantle Willow's story and make her face the consequences of her actions. For now, Willow remains oblivious to the full extent of Michael's knowledge, but it's clear that this issue isn't going to stay buried for long. In the coming days, Michael will find himself increasingly unable to keep his suspicions to himself. As he gathers more evidence and gets closer to revealing the truth, it's only a matter of time before he confronts Willow with his knowledge. The question then becomes, will Willow be able to talk her way out of this, or will Michael's rage and determination ultimately tear their relationship apart? It's a ticking time bomb, and the fallout could change everything for them both. If Michael truly confronts Willow, he may not hesitate to reveal the suspicions he's been harboring about her. After everything that's unfolded, the weight of his doubts and frustrations would finally come pouring out, and he could easily utter the crucial 7 words, "I know you're behind Daisy and Sasha." These words would strike like a thunderclap, shocking Willow to her core. Until this moment, she had no reason to believe that Michael had been watching her so closely. She never imagined that he had caught onto her involvement in the disturbing events surrounding Daisy. To Willow, This admission would come as a total surprise, leaving her momentarily speechless and thrown off balance. For someone like Michael, whose emotions often run high, it's easy to imagine that he would say these words with unyielding conviction, leaving Willow no room for doubt that he knows much more than she ever expected. Willow, unprepared for such an accusation, would likely attempt to dismiss the claims, reflexively denying any involvement with Daisy or Sasha. She might protest and claim that Michael has misunderstood the situation, trying to cover her tracks in the face of such a direct confrontation. However, even as she denies it, the fear would creep in, knowing that Michael has the power to unravel everything she's been carefully concealing. He would likely make it clear that he doesn't just have his suspicions, he is actively searching for proof. If he can find concrete evidence to back up his theory, Willow would find herself trapped in a situation she can't escape from. Michael's persistence and determination could be her undoing. He's not a man who easily backs down when he believes someone has wronged him or his loved ones. His anger would drive him to keep pushing, to dig deeper into Willow's past actions, no matter how much she tries to cover them up. The fear of what Michael might do next would only escalate, as he makes it clear that, if given the chance, he could expose her to everyone around them. Michael might even warn her that he can make her life a living nightmare if he uncovers the evidence that ties her to the troubling events with Daisy. This would be a powerful threat, one that could rattle Willow's confidence and force her to confront the mess she's created. Michael's ability to gather evidence would be crucial to this confrontation. He could track down video footage from security cameras near the key locations of Daisy's stalking incidents. This kind of proof could be exactly what Michael needs to bring his suspicions to light in a way that leaves Willow with no room to maneuver. His relentless pursuit of answers might uncover other leads, such as witness statements or information from people close to Daisy or Sasha. With each new piece of evidence, the walls would close in around Willow. Even though Willow might try to defend herself at first, the pressure from Michael could be overwhelming. Her usual calm, controlled demeanor would likely start to crack as the truth she's been hiding looms larger and larger in the face of his accusations. Every attempt she makes to divert attention away from the truth would be met with Michael's determination to get to the bottom of things. As her secrets begin to surface, Willow might find that her options for denying the truth are running out. She could be backed into a corner, unable to continue spinning the web of lies she's carefully constructed over time. The emotional toll of this confrontation would be devastating for Willow. She would have to face not only the unraveling of her deception but also the emotional weight of losing Michael's trust completely. He had always been someone she could rely on, but in this moment, the depth of her betrayal would be laid bare. Her carefully crafted facade would shatter, and she would be forced to reckon with the consequences of her actions. Michael, on the other hand, would feel a mixture of anger and betrayal. He had once trusted Willow, and now that trust would be tested in the most painful of ways. His love for his family, especially his daughter, would drive him to make sure that justice is served, no matter how hard it is for him to confront someone he once cared for. This moment could be a turning point for Michael, one that will leave lasting scars on both him and Willow as their relationship faces an irreparable fracture. At the end of the day, Michael's pursuit of the truth is relentless, and as he continues to uncover evidence, Willow will have no choice but to face the consequences. There's a strong possibility that this confrontation will be just the beginning of an even darker chapter in both their lives. As the walls close in, Willow may finally be forced to admit her role in the events that have put so many people at risk, leaving her with a future that looks more uncertain than ever before. Dante Falconeri is diving deep into the investigation to gather pivotal video footage from traffic cameras near the crime scenes that could hold the key to unraveling the mystery of Willow Tate's involvement. His focus is on verifying whether Willow was indeed present at crucial locations tied to the troubling events involving Daisy Gilmore and Sasha Gilmore Corbin. For Michael, this investigation is the lifeline he needs to expose the truth and confirm his suspicions. Dante, with his skill and relentless pursuit of justice, is uncovering more pieces of the puzzle with every passing day. The security footage, testimonies, and other evidence that will soon come to light have the potential to bring Willow's dark actions into the open, leaving her no space to hide. For Willow, the walls are closing in. Her sense of security, built on manipulation and deception, is starting to collapse. As the investigation progresses, the weight of the accusations against her becomes heavier, and the strain of keeping her secret weighs on her. While she's been able to cover her tracks so far, the mounting evidence against her has created an inescapable trap. She knows that if Michael, or anyone else, pieces together the full scope of her involvement with Daisy and Sasha, her life as she knows it will shatter. The dread of exposure is becoming more palpable with each passing moment, especially with the upcoming developments that could change everything for her. As difficult as it is to hide the truth, Willow's challenges are only about to grow. The tension in her life escalates as she faces not only Michael's growing suspicions but also the looming threat of legal action. The whispers from those close to General Hospital, GH, reveal that Willow is going to have to provide detailed updates regarding her actions as part of the visitation hearing, which is fast approaching. This hearing will be a critical moment in Willow's life, potentially deciding her fate and shaping her future interactions with the people she holds dear. The visitation hearing is not just a formality, it's the moment when everything she's been hiding might come to light. Willow has built a life around controlling her narrative and manipulating those around her to keep her darkest secrets from being exposed. However, this hearing will require full transparency, and the evidence that Michael is gathering might be her undoing. If the truth about her involvement with Daisy and Sasha is revealed, Willow could lose more than just her reputation. She risks losing her relationship with Michael and her place in the lives of those who matter most to her. The pressure she faces will be immense. Not only is she contending with Michael's growing distrust and the possibility of being caught, but she's also dealing with the intense scrutiny of the hearing. This is the kind of pressure that could break even the most composed individuals. Every word she speaks during the hearing will be scrutinized, and every attempt to cover her tracks will only raise more suspicion. Willow will need to decide how to handle the escalating storm. Whether to continue denying the truth and risk further alienating Michael, or to come clean and try to mitigate the damage. Either choice will be fraught with consequences, but the reality is that Willow has little room left to maneuver. Dante's investigation plays a critical role in this. As he continues to sift through security footage, he's getting closer to capturing that pivotal moment when Willow's involvement can no longer be denied. The footage could show her in proximity to key events or confirm the timeline of her actions during the period when Daisy and Sasha were targeted. With Michael's suspicions growing, the evidence Dante is collecting may be the final nail in the coffin for Willow's deception. In the face of undeniable proof, Willow's efforts to deflect or lie her way out of the situation will seem increasingly futile. Her lies will be exposed, and she will have no choice but to confront the truth head-on. The emotional toll on Willow is already mounting. She has spent so long living in the shadows, manipulating those around her to cover up her actions. But as the walls close in, she will have to come to terms with the fact that she may not be able to maintain the facade any longer. The relationship she shares with Michael is likely to be irrevocably altered. Once the truth comes out, it will be impossible for him to view her in the same way. His trust, once broken, might never be repaired, and Willow will have to live with the fallout of her choices. The upcoming visitation hearing could be the tipping point. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Willow is about to face a crossroads. If the investigation, combined with the mounting evidence, leads to a revelation about her role in Daisy and Sasha's ordeal, the impact could be devastating. Not only could she lose the case, but she could lose everything she's worked so hard to build, including her place in Michael's life and her relationship with their child. This hearing isn't just about legal matters, it's about her future and the relationships she has with the people who matter most to her. Willow's next steps will be crucial. She can either continue her denial and attempt to bury the truth, but that will only heighten the scrutiny on her and increase the likelihood of the evidence coming to light. Or, she may try to make some kind of confession, but even then, the damage may already be done. Michael, fueled by his anger and hurt, is likely to demand full accountability, and his ability to forgive will be severely tested. The question that looms large is whether Willow will be able to face the truth in a way that allows her to salvage anything from the wreckage of her lies. Meanwhile, Michael's determination to uncover the truth will not falter. As Dante closes in on the crucial evidence, Michael's drive for justice will continue to propel him forward, even as he struggles with the emotional turmoil of realizing the person he trusted the most may have been betraying him all along. For him, this isn't just about discovering the truth, it's about protecting his family and holding those responsible for threatening it accountable. With each new piece of evidence, his resolve hardens, and he becomes more convinced that Willow must be stopped before she causes further harm. The pressure is mounting on both sides. Willow faces the prospect of losing everything, her freedom, her relationship with Michael, and her future, while Michael is on the verge of exposing her, determined to ensure that justice is served. The situation is nearing a breaking point, and the upcoming hearing will serve as the ultimate battleground. As the investigation intensifies and the evidence against Willow continues to accumulate, the tension will continue to rise, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation that could change everything for both of them. As the truth slowly emerges, it is becoming painfully clear that Willow's future at General Hospital is hanging by a thread. Every revelation, every new piece of evidence, is working against her, and she finds herself trapped in a web of her own making. Willow is no longer the confident, respected figure she once was. The walls around her are closing in from all directions. Not only does she have to face Michael's deepening distrust, but she must also contend with the fallout from her own actions that, once uncovered, could tear apart the life she's worked so hard to build. The most immediate threat to Willow is Michael. Their once strong relationship has been shattered by secrets and lies, and the painful truth is that there may be no coming back from this. Michael, who had once been the person Willow could rely on, is now her greatest adversary. His suspicions have grown into a firm belief that she is responsible for the chaos involving Daisy and Sasha. As more evidence comes to light, Michael will become more determined to confront Willow with the truth. His desire for justice and the need to protect his family will outweigh any remaining feelings of love or affection for her. Willow's betrayal has cut too deep, and no matter how hard she tries to explain herself, she will never be able to erase the stain of deception she has left behind. The emotional strain of this situation cannot be understated. Willow, who once held the trust of those around her, now finds herself fighting for every ounce of credibility she has left. The guilt of knowing that she has betrayed Michael, her former love, will haunt her every moment. As the truth becomes harder to deny, the emotional toll will weigh heavily on her. Willow had hoped that her secrets would remain buried, but the investigation, fueled by Dante's tireless efforts and Michael's growing suspicions, is pushing everything into the open. The cracks in her carefully constructed facade are growing wider, and with each passing day, the weight of her lies becomes harder to bear. But Michael is just one part of the problem Willow faces. Her actions have set off a chain reaction, and the consequences extend far beyond her relationship with him. As the investigation into the events with Daisy and Sasha continues, Willow's professional life at General Hospital is also under threat. She may have once been a well-respected member of the medical staff, but now her reputation is in tatters. Her colleagues, who once trusted her, are beginning to question her integrity, and the hospital administration will likely be forced to take a hard look at her conduct. Willow has always prided herself on her professionalism, but all that could be lost in an instant. If the full extent of her involvement with Daisy and Sasha is revealed, she risks not only losing her job but also the trust of the people she has worked alongside for years. This is not just a personal crisis for Willow, it is a professional one as well. The longer she hides the truth, the more her colleagues will turn their backs on her. The hospital's leadership will have no choice but to respond to the growing scandal surrounding her. Willow could find herself out of a job, her professional reputation irreparably damaged. As the walls close in, she will have to face the reality that her career, once flourishing and full of promise, is now in jeopardy. The very institution that gave her a sense of purpose could now be the very place that ejects her when the truth is revealed. Her entire identity, built around her role as a trusted medical professional, is now at risk of crumbling.